It is beyond a doubt that all our knowledge begins with experience, Immanuel Kant. And my friends, each and every day, your knowledge begins by practice trading, experiencing these markets. Once you get good, you can switch over to do a little fractional trading. That's where you put in a small amount of money, say one share, $100, and then you test yourself as to how well you can do in hitting your goals. I'm going to put in the fractional trading or fractional trading training that we have. I think you'll get a lot out of that. Bitcoin down again today. I tell you what did I warn you guys about over and over and over again? The reason we follow XBTF and not any of these cryptocurrencies where you have to buy them in a crypto exchange, I've told you for months on end, the reason we look to this ETF to practice trade Bitcoin. Of course, you have XBTF, and then you have the inverse, BITI. And again, you know, all the practice trading you want to do with Bitcoin, you can do it right there through an ETF, not through having to even consider getting into these dangerous crypto exchanges. So again, you're going to play the way you practice. Let's jump into these charts. We see the S&P 500. I'm doing this a little early because I got to do something in about 4 minutes or so, but I'll push that back a little bit. Markets don't close until 4, and it's about 3:56 right now. As I'm looking at the market, it looks like the S&P 500 is down about 0.3%. What do we really see here with price? A sideways slide. We do see things dropping on the STC, but that's not getting us into anything because we're above the 200 EMA. We're going to have to see things clear down below that or maybe pop back up again, but we're going to have things move all the way down through this gray zone and then reset before we would look at jumping into an up move. Where are we on the 2-day? Starting the week off below the 200 EMA on that 2-day chart at the top on the STC. We look at the weekly. It, of course, is going into the 3rd week of up movement on the STC, starting off the week very slow, well below the prior 2 weeks tops. We'll see where things go. No trade at this point on the S&P 500. What about the Qs? Well, guess what we see? We see a day and a half of down movement. We went from green to red. We've already cleared all the way up. So we do have a down move here. We're below the 200 EMA. It is a potential for a jumping in point. However, warnings. Look at where we are on the STC. It's at the top in green. We do see, however, the diminishing candles, a green spinning top on this latest 2-day candle peaked back on that 2-day candle beginning on Monday, the 14th of November. So we do see things slacking off. Remember, this is going to be a shortened holiday week. We look at the weekly. It just went to green last week. Now it is backing off quite a bit, but you have the STC green on the weekly and on the 2-day. The only thing you have red is the half-day. Now, could this be a good trade? It could. However, you are betting against the STCs on the 2-day and the weekly. Not discouraging you from taking it as a practice trade, but note that in your log as you jump into it and see how those bigger charts affect things. Now, it could be that everything's getting ready to roll over, but I want you to at least know what you're getting into if you're pulling the trigger on this practice down trade. What would you be jumping into? Well, either a put or you'd be jumping into something like PSQ. That's the single inverse. It's the one we practice trade of the NASDAQ 100. You notice it goes up. When the NASDAQ goes down, it's significantly cheaper than QQQ. But again, it's set up to move percent to percent, or actually the opposite. S&P goes down, Qs goes down 1%. This goes up 1%. That's the way that it is set up. Now, the fees are higher, and that is the reason you need to practice trade it. It also resets every day, which means you can compound losses. So pay attention, learn from it, keep yourself honest. Okay, we're going to move on from there. What do we see Oh, by the way, down about 1% right now. What do we see with 20-year bonds? They are up about 0.32% for the day. We look at this half-day chart. Remember, on all of them, we're well below the 200 EMA on the half-day, 2-day, and weekly. We really see a sideways slide going on. We're green. We are waiting for things to roll over, but we're not seeing that yet. But look at where the 2-day is. It's going up, not reaching a higher high yet as far as the Heikin Ashi candlesticks go, but that STC a booming. Look at the weekly. STC's just going to green here. And again, like I said, on all three of these charts, we're well below the 200 EMA. So if it goes to red, same thing, we're going to be betting against a positive 14. So, or would just be a -1 is the way to look at it, because we're below the 200 EMA. The other two charts are going against us. Now, not saying that's not necessarily going to work, but you're betting a lot. You're betting against a lot of things. Anyway, something to pay attention to. Let's move on to gold. Gold down for the day, 0.54%. Now, gold is above the 200 EMA. It did rotate over to red. That's nice to see. I'm looking at that, hopefully, as a reset on the STC so that gold will not penetrate the 200 EMA, bounce off, and when it goes up, we can pull the trigger on an up trade in gold. We've been waiting for that. Maybe that'll happen. We look at where we are on the 2-day, though, and we can see it's greening at the top, but a red down candle forming. Doesn't get me super excited there. On the weekly, again, not reaching the higher high, but it is green and heading up. That's nice to see. So we'll see what gold does for us. Maybe it'll turn around. Maybe it won't. If it does, just keep your powder dry. Let's wait and see if it offers an opportunity. Lastly, Bitcoin, man, down 5.43%. Look at that. It's challenging the bottom that it hit back on the morning on Wednesday, the 9th of November. Whew. Bitcoin is just getting socked. We've told you we've not had a trade in months. We continue to watch it. We hoped it'd make a bottom around that 1820 mark. Did not do it. Man, crashed down to a recent low of $15.23. Boom, that's nasty. Oh, it's lower, $15.17 today. So again, Bitcoin struggling. Where are we on the 2-day? Boom, it's down. Where are we on the weekly? Bam, it's down. Not looking pretty. So we'll wait for things to sort out there at some point. Look, we've said over and over, you got to have market capitulation to hit a bottom. Could be there. Maybe there's a lot more capitulating to do. We'll wait, watch, and see. We'll know when it turns around and starts to go up because our indicators will show us that on all three charts. That's where we are, folks. God bless. Thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate our Patreon supporters. If you're not one, and you want that 3-part Trading Options Made Simple the Charting Wealth Way, it's the first thing you get as a Patreon member. Check out the 3 levels. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.